I've just arrived here at Old Hay in Kent. It is 1:20 past. I'm going to get the Citabria out of the hangar. I'm going to go for a little tour of some of the farm strips around here in Kent. I've got a list. I'm going to Linton, which is 2 minutes up the road, then Woodchurch, and then lastly Hamilton Farm Airstrip before we come back to Old Hay and put the aircraft to bed. Looking forward to it. Quite a nice day, sunny. There's a little bit of wind around from the west, but it's nothing outside the Citabria's limits. Before I get the aircraft out, the one thing I am going to do is give the runway a little bit of an inspection, because we've had it's been raining quite heavily recently, and whilst this place has pretty good drainage, I want to give it a good inspection, make sure there's nothing in the way of puddles or standing water around. The surface looks pretty good generally. It's moist, which is expected given the fact it has been raining. So I'm confident that the runway is in good enough nick to get the aircraft up and back down again as well. Here we are then. Lima whiskey in all of her beauty. Usually takes me about 20 minutes to unpack this whole hangar. Got to get out the Yodel, the Stork, the Oster, then out comes our baby. First steps to open the hangar doors. You know this place is a farm strip when you can actually hear the local farm with all the cows. Starting at Old Hay, where we are now, going to be flying to Linton, which is a distance of 5 miles, if that, little microlight site. Only 370 metres that runway there, so it's going to be a short field landing, short field takeoff. From Linton then we're going on to Hamilton Farm, just down here, just directly south of Ashford. Hamilton Farm, then to Woodchurch, before returning to Old Hay. I was going to stop at Tiffenden as well, it's quite a nice place there, but unfortunately they're waterlogged given the recent amount of rain. I've got PPR at all 3 of them. Little briefing sheet down here. Linton, like I said, 360 metres, that's quite short. You've got 1028, right hand, left hand respectively. That's safety com. Woodchurch, a bit longer, 800 metres, 02 right hand, 20 left hand. Safety com once again. And Hamilton Farms, 22 right hand, 04 left hand. Safety com again. You've got 630 metres there, that's a little bit better, a little bit longer runway. It's going to be, wind is westerly today, so we'll take 28 at Linton, probably take 20 at Woodchurch, and then 22 at Hamilton as well, with an overhead join at Hamilton. Throttle is full and free and set. Carb heat likewise set cold. Mixture full and free, set fully rich. I'm going to get my master on, get my mags on as well, make sure I'm on the brakes. Going to want to give it 6 primes. We've got 1, 2, and 6. Stick fully back. Get my Sky Demon, log off blocks, and then put that safely away. And we're going to start moving. A bit boggy today, so I want to keep that in account, so use a slightly higher power setting when I taxi. Old Hay traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's taxiing to runway 28. Nice early brake check, make sure they work, which they do. We're looking out for that wind. I'm going to hold my control column with the wind as it's quartering tailwind today. Still got my stick fully back because the net slipstream is stronger than my tailwind there. Old Hay traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's backtracking at runway 28. A good look up both approaches and we are clear, keeping my control column positioned for that quartering tailwind. Old Hay traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's taking off runway 28. Advancing my power to full, checking my T's and P's remain green. There it is airborne, let myself accelerate. Seeing 60 now. There's my 70. Trimming. And away we go. Get myself trimmed for 70 miles an hour. Coming away nicely at 70 there. Gentle back to the left with the lookout, make sure there's no one around, just to clear Old Hay and, not Old Hay,
Paddock Wood down there, don't want to be overflying that. We're at 80 miles an hour there, I want to see 70. Retrim it slightly, there's my 70, get that ball in the middle. Establish myself on a crosswind leg there. Climbing up to 1,000 feet QNH will take, won't go any higher than that, there's just no need. Approaching 1,000 feet now, so I'm going to set myself in a straight and level altitude, bring the power back to cruise at about 2400 RPM. Retrim there for straight and level flight. Keep my ball in the middle, bit of rudder. Okay, traffic Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's downwind 28 left hand. Okay, traffic Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's late downwind, departing to the northeast for Linton. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey is 4 miles to the south, be joining left-hand downwind for 28. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey is 3 miles to the southwest, be joining downwind left-hand for runway 28 to land. Turning now onto a downwind for Linton, I'm going to bring my power back to 21, even 20. Trim accordingly. Don't want to rush myself in this circuit. I've only been airborne a minute or two. I'm still trying to get my bearings generally back in the aircraft here. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's downwind for 28 left hand to land. Still on the lookout for Linton. It should be at my 10 or 11 o'clock. I believe I'm visual. Can see the hangars. They're just there shy of those greenhouses. Got traffic in the 12 passing from right to left just below the horizon. Doesn't appear to be any threat, but I will keep an eye on him there. Pre-landing checks we've got then. Brakes are checked and off. Undercarriage we know is fixed. The mixture's fully rich. Pitch is also fixed. Fuel is on and is more than sufficient for a go-around. Flaps are not fitted to this aircraft. Instruments are set correctly. And T's and P's are reading green. The car peak, I'm going to bring that on hot now and squeeze on a bit more throttle just to maintain my my altitude. Hatches are closed and latched. Harnesses are secure. Pre-landing checks complete. Confirming visual with Linton now, it's there directly in my 9 o'clock, just below the wing. I'm in a good position to make one continuous nice slipping turn, avoiding any noises, sensitive areas down here on my right hand side. Use a bit of rudder there, keep that ball in the middle. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's turning base for 28 left hand circuit to land. Using my trim, looking for my 60 miles an hour that I want to see on my final approach. Visual with the airfield now at Linton. Going to bring it in over these lakes, these seem to be the least noise sensitive areas, and then line up on my final approach there. Altitude's looking good, we're coming through about 700 feet now, looking to turn final at about 550, well on target for that. Traffic situation, we've got nothing up final, nothing on the final already, so we're good to go. Linton traffic is Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's turning final now, 28 to land. Looking for my 60 miles an hour there with a safe rate of descent. About 1700 RPM gives me what I want. There's no windsock that I can see, but we know the wind is roughly 2.8 anyway, so actually I've got a direct headwind, give or take. Keeping a nice stable approach, got a slight crosswind from the left, so as we come into the flare, we can use a bit of right rudder and get that left wing nice and low. Okay, going to get my left wing down already, just give me an idea of what I need for this, this flare and this approach. Watching out for the tree there on the left, but that's no problem at all. We are a little bit fast, I'm just going to ease off that power, raise that nose slightly.
Little 5-minute stop at Linton. The wind is starting to pick up again, so I reckon it's time for me to get heading off. We've got about 45 degrees across the runway, about 15 knots, so it's a 7 knot crosswind. Citabria is rated for up to 10 knots, there's no concerns there at all. Back in my nice cosy cockpit. Make sure that door is slammed closed. Get the other GoPro on. Out of here then, so we'll take off, left turn into the left-hand circuit and just depart via the downwind, probably climb into maybe 1500 feet this time. Another control full and free check, that's all good. Set my throttle to a 1/4 inch open, the carb heat check as well, mixture's fully rich. Reset my trim back to neutral, it's quite far back there. Get the radio on.
Don't want to waste too much runway, want to use as much as we possibly can. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's taken off runway 28. So stick fully back, we're on the brakes, can go up to full power. Keep that tail off the ground but low. Get the aircraft flying.
Inbound from the west.
And there we are.
Just to the north of Bright. Kitty Hawk traffic.
Climbing away at 70 there. And a nice early turn to get us out of the way. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey departing via the downwind for 28 to the east. Nine minutes until we get to Woodchurch. Ground speed 93, we are romping along. Linton traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey is now clear to the east, see you soon. Sierra Lima Whiskey's 4 miles to the northwest. Be joining straight in for runway 20. Believe I can see Woodchurch now. Woodchurch traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's long final for runway 20 to land. Good, settled nicely at 70 with the trim. Woodchurch traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's final for 20 to land. And as we come to a distance of 1 mile from the airfield, I'm going to adopt my wing down position. Make sure I'm nicely established there. Still on that final now. Good visual of the runway. There is the windsock as well. Have a check around me. Got no traffic to speak of. Get myself on the centre line before I adopt my wing down. Okay, there's my centre line. Bit of left rudder. Drop in that right wing. That's going to see me now in a slip down towards the runway. Still looking to maintain my 70. Needs more power as we're in that side slip all the way down. Still at my 70 there. Get it with the trim. Make sure I'm using the trim to my advantage to help me rather than having to fight against it. Still in my slip. We've only got 5 or 6 knots from the right there. Well within the crosswind limit. Shouldn't be too challenging. Still there at that 70. Bit of turbulence as we come over the trees. Still got my wing down, always prepared for the go-around if need be. It's not too much in the way of pressure for me to touch down early on the runway. We've got a good 800 metres there. Slight undulation as we reach the threshold here. Still got my wing down, and nice big flare as we pop those wheels safely on the ground. Pinning those mains, get that power back, get the aircraft rolling down that runway. Well below flying speed now, so I'm going to put my tail down, give myself better steering authority, and we're on the brakes. This is a lovely strip, isn't it? What an immaculate strip. I really like this place. Bit of an orchard you've got going over there. It's got everything, this place. And we'll call that on blocks. Back down to 1200 RPM. Log on blocks, that's another 15 minutes, and back to planning mode. 1200 RPM, I'm going to check those mags, nothing to speak of, so mixtures lean and away we go.
What a lovely little flight that was. This place, from first impressions, is immaculate. Beautifully mowed. Got a nice old lorry over there for avgas if need be. Well, I highly approve of this place, Woodchurch. If you're ever passing by, definitely stop off. In the chap's hangar over there, just behind the lorry. Oh, here's our little marshaller that helped us park up earlier. In the hangar over there, he's not only got a Super Cub, but an original Stearman from 1943.
Hello, you. What is this?
You helping me park up? You helping me park the plane? You my marshal? Go on, back to your daddy. Next leg then, we're going from Woodchurch to Hamilton Farm. 4 miles, 2 minutes. Let's go flying.
Woodchurch traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's taken off runway 20. Going up to full power. Takeoff power set, T's and P's coming alive. We want to lift that tail wheel up as we come down the runway, let the speed build. There's my 70 miles an hour. Make sure my ball's in the middle. We're clear of the trees. Trimming for my 70 as well. Make sure we're at 500 feet before we make a turn. Over we go. Woodchurch traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's departing to the east. Bring the power back, we want to be at 1,000 feet for Hamilton. It's 2-2 right hand, so we're going to join on a right hand downwind there. Hamilton Farm, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey is 3.4 miles to the southwest, be joining right hand downwind runway 22 to land. We've only been airborne all of about 2 minutes, but we're already now turning onto a downwind for Hamilton Farm. Going to make the call. Hamilton Farm traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's downwind for 22 right hand to land. Looking out for my airfield now as well, I can't actually see it, not visual yet. Okay, I'm now actually visual with the airstrip, it's there sort of in my 3-4 o'clock position. Going to bring my power back to 1600 odd RPM. Car beat's still hot as we make our turn onto base. Going to make the call as well. Hamilton Farm traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey's right base 22 to land. 630 metres we've got at Hamilton, so as the car peak comes off I'm going to trim the aircraft for 70 miles an hour. I'm going to make it a wheelie landing once again. A little bit fast, easing off the power ever so slightly more there. And we're not to fly over these properties. So provided we avoid those, I think that's all that really matters. Trim now for 70, a squeeze of power just to help me over these trees here, especially with the wind. We're a crosswind from the right, as usual. So it's going to be a bit of top rudder and right wing down to help me as I come onto final approach there in the flare. Got 75, I want to see 70, so easing off that power, there we have it. Believe I can see the runway, it's not particularly well mown, I won't lie. That was a big gust. Got 65 and I want to see 70, so I'm cautiously easing my nose down and squeezing on power, because whilst noise abatement's important, it doesn't take priority over flight safety. Don't want to dip into these trees, so I'm going to really squeeze on that power now. Don't want to sink, don't want to sink. I'm going to try and aim for after that hedgerow. But we'll dive it down here, in at 70. Bit gusty. So we just place those wheels nice and firmly on the ground. Bringing it to a stop before this weird looking bump. And the taxiway I believe is behind us, so we'll spin it round. I won't lie, that final approach got pretty funky in the end. But I'm pleased with the landing, pleased with the touchdown, and this again is a nice little strip. Having a great time today, strip bashing. Hamilton Farm traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Lima Whiskey, runway vacated.
Well, like I said, that final approach got pretty hair-raising in the end. You came nice and low over those trees, followed by a dive down towards the runway, which then sloped uphill for the flare. So this is the little clubhouse here at, where am I? Hamilton Farm. It's quite a nice little place actually, a few armchairs, nice and relaxing, looks out over the airfield as well. So we're all done here at Hamilton Farm. Had a nice cup of coffee. Met the owner of the place. Says we're welcome any time, so I'll definitely be coming back here.
Hamilton Farm traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's taxiing for runway 22. Round we go on that one wheel. Hamilton Farm traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's taking off for runway 22. Right up on the runway then, we're going for full power. Got my stick fully back as I see my airspeed indicator go through the P there. Going to go for the stick forwards now. Get that aircraft off the ground because it's a bit rough. Let it build speed and ground effect. As we reach 60, going for 70. And away we go. After departure, we're going to take my right turn, clear of any houses, clear of any built-up areas, as I route back nicely to Old Hay. Old Hay traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's left base for 28 to land. Crosswind appears to actually be from the left of the runway, so it's going to be left wing down, but a right rudder to hold me on the centre line there. Just adjusting my power to get a continuous, stable rate of descent at 70 miles an hour. Make one final radio call as well. Old Hay traffic, Golf Bravo, Sierra Lima Whiskey's final to land, runway 28. Making multiple radio calls just so everyone's happy with where I am in the circuit and what my intentions are. Someone may have joined the frequency and not heard my initial call there. Still at 70, still got my wing down, still got a bit of top rudder there to help me stay parallel with the centre line. Turbulence as we come over the trees. We'll soon clear that. Also expecting a bit of turbulence, maybe a bit of sink as we come over the footpath here. So anticipating that. As we get the aircraft flying all the way down. Planting those mains there on the ground. So we keep the aircraft nice and stable on those brakes as we reach our taxiway turn-off point there. And slowing it down, giving myself plenty of thinking room, plenty of thinking time as we manoeuvre gently back into our parking area. Coming to a stop, we got 1200 RPM, check the mags, no problems there. Mixture's lean, and the prop stops.